So tragic morning as 9 people die in a motor vehicle accident in Gilgil, Nakuru County, as a trailer and a public service van crash head-on near St. Mary's Hospital along the busy Nairobi-Nakuru highway. Now, Gilgil Sub-County Police Commander John Onditi confirmed that scores of other individuals were injured in the accident that occurred at around 5 a.m. Now, the police and Kenya Red Cross emergency response team were at the scene trying to save lives of passengers trapped in the wreckage. It is still not clear how many passengers on board the matatu and its origin and destination. Now, we have our reporter Ibrahim Karanja who will be giving us more details. He was at the scene in the morning. Now, this stretch is notorious for the accident. So is the area around Salga, and the National Highway Authority has attempted to control speed and dangerous overtaking through erecting road signage, some that are often vandalized. So there you have it. It is a sad incident for family and friends who lost their loved ones in that accident that happened early morning at 5 a.m. But then KTN News' Ibrahim Karanja was among the first people on the scene. And this developing story, we are keeping a keen eye on those who survived. And of course, let me just give you the breakdown. It is a mother and her 5-year-old son who we understand have been admitted at St. Joseph's Hospital. 2 others have also been admitted at St. Mary's Hospital, while 2 have been referred to the Rift Valley Provincial General Hospital having severe head injuries. And now let me bring in my colleague Ibrahim Karanja by way of phone. Ibrahim Karanja, good morning. Indeed, it's not a good morning for the family and friends who've lost their loved ones in this tragic accident that happened at 5 a.m. Kindly bring us up to date with the latest information that you have, because you're among the first people who reported at the scene to ensure that we give our viewers the latest information that you are having at that time.
Well, good morning, Brenda. What is happening right now is that the police are investigating what is emerging as to whether the matatu had excess passengers, because according to the count of what was found on the scene and the people in hospital, then all indications are that the matatu had excess passengers as is required. Remember, with COVID-19 regulations, a 14-seater matatu is required to carry 8 passengers, while an 11-seater matatu is required to carry 11 passengers. However, what we have seen is that, counting this, 9 people died, 8 on the spot and 1 upon being taken to St. Joseph's Hospital. That is 9. 2 people, a mother and her son, are at St. Joseph's Hospital, makes it 11. 2 other people have been rushed to Rift Valley Provincial General Hospital with severe head injuries. That makes it 13, and some other 2 who are admitted at the St. Mary's Hospital. That makes it 15, actually. Of course, now this is a higher number than was required. But what we know is that accident happened early today morning at around 5 a.m. According to the Gilgil Sub-County Police Commander John Onditi, it happened at around 5 a.m. But you're also able to speak to a victim or a patient who is currently admitted at the St. Joseph's Hospital, who says that she was picked. Of course, this is information that we need to verify. She says that she was picked from Kihingo by this matatu at around 2:30 a.m. That is the time she left. She left home rather by a different matatu at around 2:30 a.m. Then they traveled to Njoro town, where they switched matatus. This is not the initial matatu that picked her in the morning. Then they switched to different matatus in Njoro, and then they ended up picking more passengers along the way as they headed to Nairobi. She's speaking of about 3:30 a.m. This, of course, another perhaps illegality owing to the fact that there is a curfew, but that is something that also needs to will be confirmed upon further investigations. But even this very statement of this patient that she was picked at 2:30 contradicts the information that we were given by an official from the Monoline Matatu Sacco, who said that matatu was at their offices 15 minutes to 5 a.m., that the matatu left their offices at 4:45, while the passenger who was actually in the matatu says that she was picked from her home at around 2:30 a.m. So still, it is not clear when exactly, the exact time when this accident happened. Of course, different people will want to give different information that will sort of defend them or sort of cover them if at all they were involved in an illegality. The police are saying that the accident happened at 5 a.m. The Matatu person saying that the Matatu left their offices at 4:45 a.m. A passenger who was in the Matatu says that she was picked at her home at 2:30 a.m. And she says, by the way, that the Matatu never went to the monoline offices like the monoline official is saying. So a lot of investigation needs to happen. But what we know is that 8 people died on the spot. 1 died upon being admitted at the St. Joseph's Hospital. The Matatu was a monoline Matatu heading to Nairobi, coming from Nakuru. And the trailer was heading on the opposite direction. According to the sub-county police commander, is that the trailer was actually on the wrong lane because it was overtaking and it was on a very high speed. So that's why it sort of rammed into the Matatu head-on. Among the people who died is the driver of the Matatu, while the driver of the trailer survived the accident. I believe is helping the police with investigations. That is the information we have so far. We shall be briefing our viewers even as we get more information. Brenda.
Karanja, in terms of tracing, there's so many people are getting this information right now after it happened. So how can family and friends of those who've lost their loved ones and those who probably have loved ones transferred to different hospitals for treatment get to know the whereabouts of their families and friends?
The monoline official I spoke to, much as the information he gave us contradicts that of the passenger, says that they usually keep records of all the passengers that board their matatus, including their names, where they are from, and all that. So perhaps for people who had their relatives, their friends traveling this morning, they might benefit if they visited the monoline offices as well. What we know is that the patients, like I have said, are in these 3 hospitals: the Rift Valley Provincial General Hospital, the St. Joseph's Hospital, and the St. Mary's Hospital. The 2 St. Joseph and St. Mary's are neighboring each other around Soisambu area, and then the bodies of the 9 are at the Gilgil Sub-County Hospital mortuary. The bodies of the 9 are at the Gilgil Sub-County Hospital mortuary. So perhaps that is the only lead that, as of now, can help friends and relatives. But according to the monoline official, is that if any passenger boarded at their matatu, then they have their records and they also have CCTV footage, which they can actually be able to identify who was there and who was not. Brenda.
All right, Ibrahim Karanja, thank you so much. I know you'll give us more updates, latest information once and you get it. It is a sad morning for family and friends who've lost their loved ones during that 5 a.m. accident that happened along the Gilgil Nairobi highway. And more details as when we get it, we shall be giving it to you, our viewers. But then, now you may not